Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. We are with the continuation of the social, historical and political context of the paper Chaucer to the Elizabethan Age. Our first topic today is Rise of England as a Maritime Power. In the 16th and 17th centuries, England became a dominant maritime power through exploration, trade and naval warfare. Key factors: defeat of the Spanish Armada, 1588. This cemented England's naval superiority. Explorers and privateers. Leaders like Sir Francis Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh expanded English influence. Colonization. England established overseas colonies such as Jamestown in 1607 in North America. Royal Navy development. Significant investments by monarchs like Elizabeth I and James I strengthened naval capacity. By the 17th century, England had built the foundation of a global empire based on naval strength. Our next topic is poetry, Arthurian legends, metrical romances and ballads. Arthurian legends are central to medieval English literature, featuring King Arthur, Merlin, Guinevere, Lancelot, and the Knights of the Round Table. These stories, originally Celtic folklore, were expanded by writers across Europe. Key developments: early origin. Geoffrey of Monmouth's work Historia Regum Britannia 1136 introduced Arthur's legendary status. The French influence. Chrétien de Troyes introduced Lancelot and the concept of courtly love. There is Thomas More's Le Morte d'Arthur, 1485, the most comprehensive English version shaping the modern Arthurian myth. Themes include chivalry, betrayal, loyalty, honor, and a supernatural. Metrical romances, narrative poems about a knight's chivalry and love, often involve the supernatural elements, as in Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, where Gawain faces a magical challenge. Tristan and Isolde, a famous romance, tells of the doomed love between this couple, similar to later Shakespearean tragedies. The ballads, folk poetry passed orally, dealing with love, adventure, and heroism. For example, the ballads of Chevy Chase recounts a border war between England and Scotland. Barbara Allen is a tragic love ballad showing emotional depth in a simple verse. These poetic forms preserved a cultural history and influenced later poets and novelists. Our next topic is Geoffrey Chaucer, English and Scottish Chaucerians and other poets. Geoffrey Chaucer, 1343 to 1400, transformed English literature with its realistic characters and satirical storytelling. Chaucer's major contributions include the Canterbury Tales, a collection of 24 stories told by pilgrims, offering insight into medieval society. Chaucer used the Middle English, making literature more accessible. He employed iambic pentameter and rhyming couplets influencing later poetry. English and Scottish Chaucerians. John Lydgate and Thomas Hucklove continued Chaucer's poetic traditions in England. In Scotland, Robert Henryson and William Dunbar adopted Chaucer's style, incorporating Scottish dialect and themes. Other medieval poets. William Langland, Piers Plowman, that is published in the 14th century, was an allegorical poem that critiques corruption in the church. John Gower, Confessio Amantis, blunted moral, political, and romantic themes. Rise of the sonnet in English. Sir Thomas Wyatt introduced the Petrarchan sonnet, that is ABPA, ABBA, CDE, CDE, to English poetry. Then Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, modified it into the Shakespearean sonnet style with a rhyme scheme of ABAB, CD, EF, GG. Then Edmund Spenser, 1552 to 1599, The Fairy Queen, 1590, is an allegorical epic poem celebrating Queen Elizabeth I and English nationalism. Created the Spenserian stanza, that is ABAB, BC, C, influencing later poets. These poets played a pivotal role in the transition from medieval to Renaissance poetry, shaping English literature's evolution. Metaphysical poetry. Next topic. John Donne, George Herbert, Henry Vaughan, Andrew Marvell, Richard Crashaw. Metaphysical poetry, emerging in the early 17th century, is known for intellectual depth, paradoxes, and complex metaphors or conceits. Key features include philosophical and spiritual themes like love, religion, morality, use of conceits, that is expanded metaphors connecting unexpected ideas, colloquial yet intellectual language. Major poets of metaphysical school include first one, John Donne, 1572 to 1631. John Donne's poem, The Fleer, it is a playful love poem. And another one, a valediction forbidding mourning, a meditation on spiritual love. Religious poetry like Holy Sonnets reflects John Donne's conversion to Anglicanism. The next writer is George Herbert, 1593 to 1633. George Herbert wrote a deeply religious poetry in a collection called The Temple. He used the pattern poetry like the poem Is the Wings, where the poem's shape reflects its theme. Next writer is Henry Vaughan, 1621-1695. Henry Vaughan was influenced by George Herbert. He explored mysticism and nature in a work like The Retreat. His poetry often reflects a longing for childhood innocence. The next writer is Andrew Marvell, 1621 to 1678, who combined metaphysical and political themes. For example, To a Coy Mistress is a famous Carp Dame poem urging a woman to embrace love before time runs out. Andrew Marvell wrote about nature and politics, supporting Puritan causes. The next writer is Richard Crashaw, 1613-1649. Richard Crashaw is a Catholic poet who wrote intensely religious and passionate poetry. His book, Steps to the Temple, features emotional and highly imaginative religious devotion. Metaphysical poetry's unique style influenced the later poets like T.S. Eliot, who revived interest in their works.